what you want and now it's too late. Cause you're right outside. Let you lay you down. It's just us.
Love, peace, light, and blessings, so family. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome on in. My name is Jazz. If you're one of my A1 Day 1 subscribers, shout out to you, spiritual gangsters, you original souls. This is going to be a collective messages from the ancestors. We just want to tap in, y'all. Let's see what's good, what's tea with these collective energies. Welcome to Virgo season. Happy birthday to all of my Virgos. I myself had a wonderful, beautiful solar return. Alexa, turn it down. Thank you, girl. Can y'all hear me? I myself had a beautiful, wonderful solar return, you guys. So thank you to everybody for all of my birthday love, my birthday wishes. Hello, Miss Asia. Welcome on in. Thank you for kicking it with me tonight. As y'all can see by the title, I've been channeling, you guys. I've been in hermit mode. I've definitely been doing my part as far as the zodiac and astrology goes. I've been going to get some things out the dark for you guys. Actually, these are going to be some dark codes that I end up sharing because I do feel like some of you guys are going through this struggle that I'm getting ready to speak of internally. And I myself found that this was my current test in my journey as well. So I just wanted to go ahead and share whatever pieces of my journey that I find myself overcoming with you guys, so that way I can probably save you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do, is save you from yourself sometimes, if I may. So the title says The Inner Monk versus the Inner Gangster. And I honestly don't remember what else I put after that, collective. I think I said something about when to use who for what, right? The inner monk that we all possess, right? Versus that inner gangster, that inner G that we all possess here, collective. I want y'all to really think about the similarities that both of these energies possess. Number one, they both warriors. They both have warrior-like energies on the inside. And something that I've been channeling is when to use who for what and when. Somebody like myself, when it comes to my past, you guys, I do feel like my spiritual journey has taught me when to use what for who and when. The old version of me that a lot of y'all have never seen and probably will never get to know because she's dead now, or she's cultivated into a better version now. She was very reactive versus being proactive. You hear me? So I always operated with control of my inner gangster. And it is a beautiful control to have over self, to be able to understand that inner warrior, to be able to understand when it's time to act and when it's time to act in the moment, and when you don't really got time to think, and when you really have to you know what I'm saying, utilize that reactive energy. But throughout my spiritual journey, I feel like, one, I'm not the same person that I used to be. I don't make the same mistakes that I used to do. I don't have to look over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? The reactivity energy that I used to have to operate in, from witnessing certain things to growing up in certain areas to, you know what I'm saying, birds of a feather flock together, being a part of certain crowds, you know what I'm saying? That inner gangster had to realize that it was to be learned within a phase. It was to be understood and understood within a phase of my journey. Throughout my spiritual journey, you guys, I've been more tapped into my inner monk. And I'm going to tell you why. Hello, Latia. Welcome on in, you guys. Thank y'all for kicking it with me tonight. I'm going to tell you why I've been more in tune with my inner monk, because she whoops ass too. You hear me? All right? There is power in peace, you guys. And sometimes when we talk about protecting our peace, greetings to you, my love. Eat to live, not living to eat. I love your whole philosophy. Your whole name is a vibe. Greetings to you guys. Welcome on in. I shade to everybody tonight. The inner monk versus the inner gangster is just two sides of the same coin. It's a reflection of light and darkness. It's a reflection of spirit and ego. And one is not better than the other. Both are absolutely needed. I wanted to utilize these caricatures to idealize light and dark real quick for you guys, because the inner monk is truly more resonant with the dark energy. As peaceful as it may move and as blissful as it may look on the surface, that inner monk is more tapped into its darkness. And as a result, that's what you see. The perfect image of peace, or Buddhist like serenity. The inner gangster is actually with the light. The inner gangster's initial reaction to pop shit, to pop off, to react, to defend, to go into that defense mode or mechanism that it creates for self, to protect self, that's actually it being with the shits. It's actually it being with the light. And like I tell y'all all the time, light is so fast sometimes that scientists can't even measure it. Light moves so fast sometimes that we can't even see it with our own two eyes. That's the speed of light for that ass. So sometimes when we look at light, we have to consider light to be movement. And when we look at the dark, we have to consider the dark to be stillness. And within stillness, that's where your proactivity comes in. That's where you're able to rationalize. That's where you're able to sit still and process your thoughts, process your next move, process certain things. So if in the event that the monk needs to whoop ass, which it knows how to whoop ass. Y'all think they up there meditating all damn day for no reason? Nah, they meditating, but they also the teachers and the people who perfect the kung fu's and the jujitsus and things of that nature. They could whoop your ass with one arm tied behind their back. These are both warrior energies that we possess on the inside, and I feel like the collective is going through a journey where we're learning when and where to utilize these energies properly. Some people have been like myself, more accustomed to that inner gangster, more accustomed on how to act quick and react in the moment, because life has probably bred you to just be that way. Life probably never really gave you time to sit still and think, because life was moving too fast around you. I feel you and I resonate with you, but I encourage you to tap into that inner monk energy, because they're two sides of the same coin. It's not necessarily when to use who for what and when. It's just a tag team I'm in type of scenario, where I feel like this inner monk wants to perfect this piece, but this inner gangster kind of feels triggered. Feel like you soft sometimes for walking away. Feel like you a skirt sometimes for being a bigger person. It feels conflicted. But it should not, because it's two sides of the same coin, you guys. Sometimes that monk needs to react because it don't get time to think. But sometimes that energy needs to pop shit. You know what I'm saying? Or needs to chill out because it needs to rationalize and process and think things through and sit still. Sometimes we think that these vibrations such as love, peace, and happiness are correlated to one side of this coin. But when you look at the monk, they are operating in darkness, and that is what makes them so at peace. That is what makes them so idolized. That is what makes them the epitome of serenity, the Buddhist concept of nirvana. It's because they sit in darkness, not because they move in light. Y'all know I keep referencing this, but I feel like it's necessary. All of the ancient texts will depict how the demons never were rowdy. They never were fighting. It was the archangels that were always in combat and always striving for evolution, because it's truly the light and the soul aspect of us all that moves us and drives us and catapults us and pushes us forward. And it's truly the dark that lets us sit and process and become prepared and ready for our next steps in these cases. One of these energies is not better than the other, you guys. And both of these energies is two sides of the same coin, and they're relying on each other when it comes to this spiritual journey. I genuinely feel like it's not a matter of who, what, and when. It's a matter of tag me in. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have been relying on one side of the coin because that's what we're familiar with, not realizing that a whole nother part of the journey is getting to know the other aspect. The reason why darkness is so frowned upon is just because of the way that it chooses to manifest itself on this plane of existence, you guys. Darkness has its vibrations here that we feel different because of this chakra system, or we are told to feel different because of this chakra system. But perception is reality. So what if we start to perceive that this reality comes with two sides of this coin? And that this shit gotta get in unification. It's gotta find its unison. It's gotta find its neutrality, its balance. Perspective is the power here. I've been tested to change my ways, or to acknowledge the change in my ways. And I keep asking Spirit, why do you put me up against these tests? Because they be hard to pass. And Spirit was pretty much like, how do I know that you really got it if I don't see it for myself? So my energy, somebody who I've grown to become so accustomed to using because I'm just familiar with her. We've been through some shit. You know, we got through some shit. She took several seats to my inner monk because she knew in certain situations that I've been placed in lately that my inner monk had the upper hand and was going to steer us all in the right direction. You hear me? It's a tag team effort. We got to get to know all these energies. Because I promise you, we would sit here with it all. The last thing Spirit wants any of us to do is leave it behind. You got to come home whole. Shadow, ego, spirit, flesh, all that shit got to come back home. So we got to get to know all of it by name. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to know all of it to the point where you could call it by its name. That's how familiar you are with self. And when I was tested, y'all, it was like the more that you evolve in the spiritual journeys, when the test is presented, you look the teacher dead in the eyes now, because it's just like, oh, I see you. I see you. I'm passing. I don't want to repeat this lesson no more. I don't want to stay back this grade no more. So some of you guys are going to feel reactive. You're going to be put in situations that are going to test your reactivity. But I don't feel like that's what you need to pass. Some of y'all know how to react very well, but some of y'all don't quite understand how to be proactive and then how to use that proactivity to then formulate your reactions. There's power in that tag team effort. I'm rambling. Let's tap in. Let's see what's good. Let's see with these weekly energies, you guys. We're going to bless our reading one time for the one time. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, ascended masters. Mother God, Father God, I ask that you utilize me as a humble vessel. Fill us up with divine love, divine light, divine lessons, divine blessings, divine guidance, and divine intuition for myself and for my beautiful soul family. I ask that you fill us up until we overflow mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I shade to the ancestors. I Bobo to my lineage. I moon to the originals. I like when y'all can see the cards. I got a couple of decks out here. I didn't realize how messy it looks, so I'm sorry, collective. Clearly, I was just pulling stuff out for y'all, trying to see what we was going to flow with. So the reason why I'm going to start with the angels and ancestors is because there's a card in here that has the ability to clarify our channeling. So, ancestors, what's the overall energy for the week? Just to let you know. Overall energy for the week, please. Thank you. I can't make this shit up. This is the reason why I shuffled this deck first. I appreciate the confirmation. Ayi bobo missy bonzu. Sometimes they give me a download, y'all, and I swear it makes sense to me, and then I just convince myself the collective is not going to get the shit. They just not going to get it. Y'all speaking to me and me only. That was my download. And then I'll get urges where I'm laying in the bed trying to fucking watch American Gods and shit, and they just won't let me relax. So I gotta get my ass on here and share it, as crazy as I feel like I look sometimes, and here they go. The Shalo and Master. Be graceful in movement and action. That's that inner monk, y'all. That's that inner monk energy that we just channeled. And this is the test right now. Learning when it's time to react and just be proactive. Learning when it's time to move and learning when it's time to be still. This monk right here is so underestimated, and it's crazy because, like I said, he could whoop ass with one arm tied behind his back. You hear me? But some people will probably look at his peace and his poise and his serenity and the grace that he has cultivated for himself And they will underestimate that fierce warrior that lies on the inside here, collective. Do not be underestimated by the peace that is coming as a result of your spiritual journey in regards to the warrior that you are accustomed to being. You're not leaving no warrior energy behind. It's two sides of the same coin. Some of you guys are really, really going in and realizing that your peace is really all you got, and you gotta protect that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing or nobody deserves to steal that from you whatsoever. I want to get this off the book for the collective. I literally started with the angels and the ancestors because I knew this card was in there. And I knew that this was the only card that I've ever read in a tarot deck or an oracle deck that has ever confirmed that message that I just channeled. So some of y'all, be ready for the test, man. Some of y'all really gonna want to put pause on somebody. And I feel like that's how you gonna feel. Some of y'all really gonna get pushed to them edges, to them limits where it's gonna want to take you back to who the fuck you used to be here. And that's gonna be your test, because you have the options to go there. You know what I'm saying? But you also got the option to put your journey where your mouth is or where your hands is. You also have the ability to put your journey up there and be like, you know what? I got shit to lose now, or I know too much now, or I've grown too far now, or however that resonates here. Y'all gonna be tested to see how much control you really have, how much you really gained over yourself. Some of these situations is really gonna want to take y'all back to who you used to be, and like I said, some of y'all gonna go there. And Jazz ain't mad at you. Like I said, that inner gangster is there for a reason. Who to use for when and what, that's really up to you. If you found some type of balance within self, it's really up to you who to call on and who to pull out. But right now, the test, I don't feel like requires everybody to go there. For those who feel like they operate more in peace, maybe your test is to get in tune with your inner gangster just a little bit more. But for those who understand that inner gangster better, this is your test right here. Protect your peace. Proactive versus reactive. Let's go ahead and get the Shalo and Master out the butt. I'm just so glad that they literally told me to start with this deck, and that's exactly why I started with this deck. Ashe. Alright, it says slow and steady, breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. The Shalo and Master calls forth the ninja within. Shalo in medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtly, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. The Shaloin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices, and actions. You are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself, how can you move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it? Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. Let's go ahead and get another message from the ancestors. Ashe, Ayibobo, Amun. I appreciate it. Ancestors, what else would you like to say to the collective for the week? Protect your peace by any means necessary. I just feel like you just getting ready to be tested. So you got to look at what you got to lose now. Because some of our old selves ain't had that much to lose. So that's why some of our old selves was more in tune with our reactive aspects. We didn't have to sit still and think sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get to know that monk. What that monk do? Ancestors, what's the next message? What's the next message? I'll be crushing on you. taking them, but we did pull the energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. We have life purpose. Seek your own deeper vision for life. And then we have work of art. Be the portrait of divine beauty. Whoever needed those messages, take those however they resonated. Spirit, we just need one message from the ancestors for the week, please, for the collective. One message, please. Thank you. We have accepting challenges. Trust your inner resources, y'all. All of this shit is confirming the channeling, okay? Some of y'all is getting ready to be tested. Some of y'all is getting ready to be challenged. Spirit is literally calling and pulling on you to show them what that journey do, what that inner monk do, to show them how when the challenges arise here, how do you react to it? Or how do you overcome them here? How do you accept them? Have you come to the conclusion that things are really just happening for you and that to you yet? I feel like a lot of this is a part of the lesson. A lot of this is a part of the trusting your inner resources. You have this inner monk and you got this inner gangster, y'all. Who you want to use for what, how, and when. The choice is really yours, but so is the consequence. You know what I'm saying? So is the consequence. I just feel like some of you guys are really being renewed, realizing the power of the inner monk and how unnecessary it's been operating in that reactive energy, in that light energy, in that constantly having to move with shit energy without thinking about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get another message from the ancestors. So accepting challenges, whatever comes up this week, it's just a matter of this is happening for me and not to me. So it just is what it is, collective. Whatever happens, it is what it is. We got death, changes and transformations, period, poo. So this is actually, what is this, y'all? The Samhain. Y'all know this Wicca life. I ain't really about that shit. Let's go ahead and figure this out. I ain't really about that shit. That Wicca life, I don't know too much. The Samhain, I really hope I am pronouncing that correctly. So this is, it says you have been avoiding death. Change is afoot, and you have been desperately clinging onto your old self, all of which you know too well, for fear of losing your identity. God damn. I mean, how you gonna have the whole first line just be like a one-liner? Like, that shit was just like, did anybody else just feel that whole first line sizzle in their spirit? Damn, I was waiting for the period. Like, is this a run-on sentence? Nah, bitch, that was the first line. That just gave it to you all. So I'm just trying to see what this is. The Samhain. Okay. This festival of the dead is when we honor our ancestors. Wow. The veil between worlds of the dead and living is at its thinnest. We celebrate death as a part of life as we journey into the dark night of the soul. This is the time to burn in the cauldron of the Saraduin, our paper of regrets, embracing the dying of the old self and transforming into the next incarnation of the self in this life. Collective, this is like a final phase of some of y'all transformations. Taming the inner G while getting to know the inner monk. This has literally been the mountain that's been in the way of you journeying through the next cycle or the next season of the spiritual journey. Some of you guys have not tamed that reactivity. And this is the death that's occurring. This is the change that's coming about. And this is the transformation that's happening. I want to get a Norman. Why not? We've been using them for the zodiac. You might as well just go with the flow. I like this energy for the collective. If y'all graduated with me, then you know what I'm saying? Let's throw our hats in the air. I passed my test. I don't know about y'all. I hope y'all do. Ancestors, let's get another message for the collective for the week, please. That's what you like to say for the collective, please. We got the broom. This is all about clearing old energy, clearing negative energy. This could definitely be closely associated with this death that's occurring. I feel like this is really, really renewing you of low vibrations, just period. Sometimes that imbalance, operating in one side of these two sides of the coin, you guys, it's an internal imbalance. So when I see this broom here, this is truly just clearing away that imbalance. Trusting one side more than the other, relying on one side more than the other. This is like clearing the way towards neutrality. Whatever's standing in the way of you guys, bringing it back to zero, bringing it back to the middle, bringing it back to some type of balance where you don't want to be soft. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my inner gangster will talk to me like I am a like I'm a skirt, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? My inner gangster will have conversations with me like you getting soft on me. You getting soft on me. You're getting soft, Jazz. And I have to really tell myself like, yo, if you and my inner monk really went at it, I think you'll get your ass whooped. I gotta remind my inner gangster to tame that ass sometimes. And that could be symbolic of the ego. That could be symbolic of the flesh. Whatever y'all want to consider it. Whatever you feel like is extremely reactive, that is hard to control within yourself here, collective. It's time to clear the way back to neutrality. It's time to clear the way back to this balance, this equilibrium is what I feel that the collective is seeking. So let's go ahead and clarify. Clarify this Shayla and Master. I'm just pressed. I'm so pressed that this came out. Y'all don't understand. I was laying in my bed trying to be so comfortable watching my little American Gods. Y'all see season 3 where they threw Oshun and Oya and all them beautiful Orishas in there. I'm here for it. I'm sitting here trying to relax and they like, get your ass in the office and share this message. So I'm just pressed that this card came out because that was the only way they was going to confirm that I was on or something. I don't know what I'm on. It says be graceful in movement and action. What are we being encouraged to be graceful in movement and action towards here, ancestors? It's y'all message. I'm just delivering it, apparently. What is this Shayla message? Thank you, Spirit. Wow. We got the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Talk about a detour. I wasn't expecting this. Talk about a skirt. I was not expecting this. Was anybody expecting the Ace of Cups and the fucking Ten of Pentacles? I was not. All right. It says be graceful in movement and action. Some of you guys are learning how to tame and control your emotions surrounding your love interest or your loved one here. Anybody who you feel romantically involved with, anybody who you consider to be a spouse, a longtime life partner, or whatever the case may be. Your Ten of Pentacles is not always necessarily going to be your spouse or your life partner. This can also be your children, your family members, people who you consider to be close to you here. This is learning how to tame and control the emotional reactions that we have with our loved ones here. And love is broad. So like I said, it's not just relationship. This could be the love that you have for your children, the love that you have for your mother, the love that you have for your family, the love that you have for yourself. Okay, let's keep it a stack. Ace of Cups. This is all about being more patient to sit still and process your emotions here. As a collective, I feel like emotional reactivity is a strength, but emotional proactivity is a weakness. And some of you guys find that without this understanding of your inner monk, you become extremely detrimental to your closest relationships. Because your inner gangster pop shit so quick that the inner monk don't got time to whisper Nathan in its ear and get it prepared for nothing that's coming. So all these consequences, I feel like, become burdensome. They become heavy. Yeah, I hear give y'all. He said, it could get ugly. It can get ugly. This is all about commitment. What's up, Taurus? Introduce your shit at the bottom of the deck. Wow. So this was a left turn for me. I did not expect it to kind of jump into more union commitment based messages, but I do feel like y'all biggest struggle with emotional stability is when you fall in love. The moment that ass falls in love here, collective, I feel like all of that emotional strength, all of that emotional stability, it goes out the window, because now the Ace of Cups is out here. Now the Ace of Cups is involved, and possibly now the Ten of Pentacles is involved. So you got you invested. The moment you become invested in somebody, I feel like it's just, you wear your emotions on your sleeve. Spirit wants you to fight that reaction, that initial reaction. Fight it off. Take time to think it through. Process them thoughts before you emote them feelings. You know what I'm saying? I did not expect that. It says, accept challenges, trust your inner resources. What are these challenges, Spirit? What are these challenges here? Thank you. Okay, so we got the Eight of Wands coming in hot. And we got the Nine of Swords. There is some communication here that's coming in, and I feel like it is one of somebody's biggest fears. The giver or the receiver of this communication, this conversation, information shared, whatever. The Eight of Wands is all about something that somebody has to say here, but the Nine of Swords is saying that it's one of their biggest fears to share. Somebody is overcoming a challenge of expression, something they've possibly been holding close to their chest, something that they possibly been waiting to find the right words or waiting to find the right time. The card is saying trust your inner resources. If you find that you are the giver of this communication, you have all the words. If you find that you are the receiver of this communication, have compassion, because this could be very fearful, it's giving somebody anxiety to approach you this week. It feels like a challenge to approach you this week. And I feel like this is the energy that Spirit wants you to be in. Whatever is being said here with the Eight of Wands, protect your peace. Process your thoughts properly and then react. Clarify this death energy, this Samhain. What is this death energy? What is being changed and transformed here, Spirit? What is being changed and transformed? What is this death? We got the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like something is getting ready to pick up its pace. Something that's been moving really, really slow. You could find that it's, I just heard slap some hurry on it, okay? It just feels like something's just been dragging its feet. Something that you've been planting your seeds, meaning by this time you should be seeing some type of result. Something's about to pick up the pace. It's going to be a change and a transformation to the patience that you've been forced to kind of deal with. It may have felt challenging as well to feel like you're waiting for something. Something's getting ready to pick up the pace. The Knight of Pentacles is here to change his ways. He's trying to move faster now. He's trying to bring something in a little quicker. But what is he bringing in? So this is Knight of Pentacles. Carrying. What's on his plate? If some of you guys, taking action. I was just about to say, if some of you guys feel like that spirit of procrastination been knocking at your door a little too often, this is a time for you to kill that. Kill that. Kill that shit. Kill that noise, man. There is a time where the ancestors need you to be in full rest and relaxation mode, but some of y'all know when that time is up and when it's time to take action here with the King of Wands energy, when it's time to pick up the pace, like I said. Two opposing energies, very slow moving and very fast moving right here. So I feel like what's being deaded, what's being changed, what's being transformed is that spirit of procrastination that be trying to stagnate the collective. You know what I'm saying? And for those who know that the ancestors told you to rest and relax, I'm not talking to you. But those of y'all know that the ancestors been telling you is rest and relaxation time is up. It's time to get back on our shit. And that's pretty much what that energy is saying. Wherever you fit into that. What is this broom indicating? Okay. What is this broom indicating, Spirit? Clarify the broom. What is this? Thank you. The Seven of Pentacles. There is some energy about patience and procrastination. And clarify the Seven of Pentacles. I think it's don't let time be the thief of y'all joy. If y'all find that y'all been planting and planting and planting, you not stuck, man. You're in the season to plant. That's it. That's all. You're not being punished. You in the season to garden. That's it. That's all. You just sowing. It's a season to harvest. Some of you guys do need to sweep out the idea that the seeds that you're planting got you stuck in some type of cycle when you genuinely on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the lack thereof tangible, physical evidence of the seeds that you're planting, that can deter you from the path that you're on when you're actually on the right path. Something might be growing slowly or coming in slowly, but I do feel like the pace is going to pick up. As long as you continue to do it for the passion here, collective, the money is just an addition. The money is just the extra. But the moment that you do it for the money, the passion no longer drives that vibration. Don't forget your why here, collective. Something that's not physically showing up quick enough for you may be deterring you from the vision. You're not stuck. You're just planting. That's it. That's all. Let's go ahead and get our closing message from the ancestors. What do I want to use, y'all? What do y'all want to use? I don't know what to use. Can we talk? We'll use the are we using it? Yeah, we'll use the Sacred Mothers and Goddesses to close. I'm addicted to this deck now. I don't know why I can't put it down. I start all my morning messages with this deck. My own personals with this deck. I hope this download was very interpretable, if that's a word, collective. But if not, just let me be a shaman and tell my stories. They won't let me sleep if I don't. So, I want to know. I want to know. Y'all hear that song in the background? Somebody want to talk to that ass. Why do I feel this strong energy like that is somebody singing to somebody watching this video or coming across this video? It's just like somebody feel like they got to get something off their chest. Didn't we channel that right here though with the Eight of Wands? Somebody feel like they got something to say. They just don't have the words. They just don't know how to get it across to where they feel like it's like coming out the way that they literally wanted it to, or the way that they hear it in their head. Somebody's struggling to talk to you. Come on, let's talk for me, baby. I wanna. Damn. Just say that shit. Closing message from the ancestors, please. Spirit, what is the closing message for the week? Thank you. We got Mother Mary. Unconditional love and faith. This whole reading, I was not expecting these cards, y'all. Was y'all expecting these type of cards? When I started the channeling, I was so expecting some like Dark Night of the Soul, Death of the Ego, shadow work type of reading. Then Mother Mary want to come out at the end talking about some unconditional love and faith. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Let me get her out the book for y'all because I don't feel like reading her. No tea, no shade. I just don't. Unconditional love and faith. I mean, these are two action words. Oh, that's how they play. Where's the book, ancestors? That's how they play. I say I don't feel like reading her. Thought it was. Let's get sis out the book. Wow, I did not expect this reading to go in this direction. So I do feel like some of you guys are being tested through the love vibration. Love is testing your inner monk and your inner gangster. Love is seeing how much peace your peace is worth being protected, and what lengths that you will possibly go to ensure that nothing or nobody steals your peace, and I hear your joy as well. There are going to be certain situations and circumstances placed before the collective that they've never fathomed themselves having to deal with, having to go through. Y'all probably thought that y'all would just see it on movies or read it in books. No, bitch, this about to be the chapter in your book. So how you going to deal with it? Are you going to just react to the shit without downloading and processing what it's showing you, what it's teaching you? Or are you going to really get into that dark energy like the monks do, to be proactive and then transmute the circumstance and let it work for your highest good, or let it at least teach you something you ain't know before? It's still purpose in the lessons. Let's get Mother Mary out the book. I was not expecting it. Number 24. All right. So she says, Mother to Jesus of Nazareth and known as the Virgin Mary, Queen of Angels, Miriam or Mariam. She is pure unconditional mother love. She was promised to Joseph as a young teen, but before they could marry, the Archangel Gabriel came to Mary and told her she was carrying a child. Although she faced an extraordinary situation, Mary had great faith in her role on earth and married Joseph. Following signs and the guidance from her visions and never wavering in her beliefs, with faith in a divine plan, Mary watched her son grow to be a great teacher and later be tortured and crucified. She supported his work even though she knew his fate, and after his death, she continued to spread his message of love. She was judged and chastised as a whore and a liar in regard to the virgin birth, and it was not until the beginning of the 5th century, after the Council of Ephesus, that she became important to the Christian church. When she was introduced to the Americas, Mary transformed the religious landscape and quickly melded into the local culture, replacing their goddesses. Oh, let's say that again. May I? When she was introduced to the Americas, Mary transformed the religious landscape and quickly melded into the local culture, replacing their goddesses. Ashe. She is worshipped and adored to this day as a deity in her own right, with rituals, processions, and festivities all around the world. Let's get her message and not her history one time so we can end this. She said, when you need reassurance and faith and your heart needs strengthening from all you have suffered, be held in the energy of perfect, unconditional motherly love. Believe in yourself and your dreams. When you feel as though you will never reach that goal, remember to have faith, and even faith the size of a mustard seed, and you will see it manifested. Have faith in yourself and the eternal love of the divine. Your visions and your thoughts have the power to create and heal, to restore you to wholeness of mind, body, and soul. Remember, inner healing does not have to be painful and tiresome. Honor your feelings and begin your transformation by realizing what you need to let go of. Once you do let go, fill that empty space with something else. Do not give attention to the things you don't desire. Instead, put all your attention into that which you do desire. Have faith and it will come to pass. It is done. I send you all beautiful souls, love, peace, light, and blessings. If you would like to book a personal reading with the Jazz, all my information is down low in the description box below. If you would like to check out the spiritual shop, please feel free to do so. We have all 4 scented candles in stock, and we also have our protection, our shade away oil. Until next time, my lovely collective, please also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you find that my content resonates with your intuition.